Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka The Weather Gamer, and I'm sorry, I don't know why my OBS is, or not OBS, my Elgato is not full screening for me. But Zach, aka The Weather Gamer, bringing you week 6 of APA Academy. Your Chicago Corviknights taking on Root and his New Jersey Brobats. You're probably wondering what happened to week 5. I forfeited. I was just not in the headspace. I'm not really in the headspace to play this match, but I can't afford another forfeit. Give me 1 second. I don't know why this isn't switching to full screen, so hang on. Okay, sorry about that. It took me a minute to figure out what was wrong. I had the team builder turned on instead of the slides turned on. Or not the slides, the Elgato turned on for some reason. Why? I don't know. But I did. So yeah, anyways, I was not in a good headspace last week. Not really in a good headspace this week, but with only 10 weeks, I can't forfeit another match. So I'm just going to play it out, even though I'm not feeling the best for it. Anywho, we're playing Root and the New Jersey Brobats. Team we're rocking out with, which, by the way, transactions lock after this week, so probably not making any transactions in Academy, which is very strange, in my opinion, that I haven't done it. I might look and see about replacing Eldergoss. That's probably what I'll do, is I'll look at replacing Eldergoss, I think. That's the one mon that I'd probably want to get rid of, but the team consists of Gengar, Hydreigon, Milotic, A-Tails, Passimian, Rhyperior, Eldergoss, Orbeetle, Flareon, Noctowl, and that big boy G-Max Caparaja. Ruit, unfortunately, has a Melmetal, which is lethal enough, but then combined with a Grimmsnarl G-Max, which makes this a very scary team. Rotom Heat, Savali, Inteleon, Mudsdale, Quagsire, Zarina, Rhydon, Drampa, Ferroseed, and Grimmsnarl. Now, the one thing you will notice is that Inteleon is the only thing faster than base 100. The rest of his team is incredibly slow. And he does not have a Trick Room setter, so that's another situation that is kind of okay with me. As far as what I think Ruit's bringing, honestly, I'm pretty sure the... Oops, I started at the wrong end. Well, Melmetal's definitely coming. I don't have anything really to take hits from Melmetal, especially Banded. I think Rotom Heat comes to try and check Milotic, also beats Ninetales. If it's Scarfed, which is very likely, it can take Gengar down. I think Rotom Heat's a very viable mon to bring, probably Scarf. G-Max Grimmsnarl is definitely coming. Even though I have Gengar and Hydreigon, it can beat both of them. Even though I have Caparaja, it can beat both of them if it bulks up. And then starts max knuckling me, or max flaring in the sun is going to do a lot. I think Quagsire comes. It's such a bulky nightmare. My team struggles to deal with it that I think it comes. Quagsire alternatively could come, but I'm not sure. Savali, I don't know which type, but I think Savali probably comes. It's probably going to be Defog. Inteleon is a viable option. It could replace Savali easily. And then I think Rhydon comes as his rocker. Mudsdale could swap in instead, but I think Rhydon makes sense. I really don't think Ferroseed's coming. Drampa has the potential to come. He has not brought Zarina yet, but it does allow him to have a physical check to Milotic, depending on which way I build. Plus, High Jump Kick is a very spammable move. So, I do think that those are all possibilities. As far as what am I bringing, we'll go over that here one by one, but I'll throw them up on the screen. And go to the Elgato. Sorry. So we have Noctowl here with Modest Nature Tinted Lens, carrying Defog, Heatwave, Hurricane, and Roost. That Tinted Lens giving me the ability to not very effective hits being regular damage. Heavy Duty Boots, so I can come in and defog repeatedly and not take 25%. Roost to try and give myself a little longevity. As far as the EV spread goes, we are max HP, 208 special attack, and 52 speed def, no speed. Didn't really need to run speed, I outspeed everything else. The special attack investment is just so Heat Wave can two-shot Melmetal, unless it's Assault Vest. It'll put a ton of damage on that Melmetal. Hurricane is good for the Zarina. Ferocity doesn't appreciate it. Other than that, Noctowl's not really doing much besides defogging and then trying to fire off Heat Waves. Rotom comes in pretty freely, which is why after I defog, then I can Hurricane Heat Wave the next time it switches in, as long as I keep rocks off my side of the field. So, where's my thing? Ooh, we'll come back. Or no, I need to go down. There we go. So that is the Noctowl. Up next we have Gengar here, who I have not applied his ribbon yet. Gengar here with choice Scarf. The Scarf and the speed and EVs and all that puts me faster than Silvally by 1 speed point. We are Modest Nature, because Modest with 248 speed, almost max speed, allows me to outspeed everything except Scarfed Inteleon. That's the only thing that can outspeed me. 212 into the special attack stat, and then 48 into the HP stat. Moveset of Focus Blast, Giga Drain, Sludge Wave, and Shadow Ball. This just hurts the team as long as I play the prediction game correctly. I'm just going to put a lot of damage on my opponent. Trying to pull it up. Focus Blast will two-shot Melmetal. Sludge Wave deals with the Zarina. It also deals with Grimmsnarl. It two-shots G-Max Grimmsnarl. Giga Drain will OHKO Inteleon. It will two-shot Mudsdale. It OHKOs Quagsire even through Rindoberry. It OHKOs Rhydon even through Rindoberry. Shadow Ball is... why am I running Shadow Ball? Ghost Stab. Why did I run Ghost Stab? I guess for Silvally, because I don't know what type it could be. Ghost Stab, just for that. Obviously, I can't fire that off with Drampa, which Focus Blast is good for. Why am I Shadow Ball? I don't know why I'm Shadow Ball, to be perfectly honest. I probably could have put a different move on there. Oh well, screw it. We're Shadow Ball. I'm not changing it at this point. Take too long to do that anyways. But yeah, that's Gengar for you. Good old Gengar from the Kanto region. Up next, we have Choice Specs Hydreigon. This Hydreigon is 160 speed, 252 max special attack, 96 HP. Stat, Timid Nature with U-Turn, Draco, Flash Cannon, and Fire Blast. Speed set wise, we'll creep the Rotom. Silvally will be faster than us, but that's fine because I creeped Gengar to Silvally, so I'll know if it's Scarf Silvally, plus if it comes in as a normal type, I'll know it's potentially Scarf Silvally. So that gives me that speed tier. This will tell me if it's Scarfed Rotom or not. U-Turn obviously need to pivot. Once Grimmsnarl's down, I can pretty freely drop a Draco, depending on what that Silvally type is. Yeah, Melmetal is going to eat them pretty easily, but Fire Blast takes out Melmetal. Rotom Heat, I drop Specs Draco on, which I don't have to worry about then having to switch. I can drop another Draco, because it'd just be a single... be like I wasn't Specs. It'd be like I'd never dropped a Draco. Inteleon, I drop a Draco on. Mudsdale, I drop Dracos on. Quagsire, I drop Dracos on. Zarina, I can Fire Blast. Rhydon, I can Flash Cannon / drop Dracos on. Drampa, I drop a big Draco on. Ferocity dies to a Fire Blast. And the one really cool thing is G-Max Grimmsnarl, depending on the build. If it's super offensive, I can still OHKO through G-Max with Flash Cannon. If it is not, if it's really bulky, it's a two-shot. So any sort of chip on the Grimmsnarl is great, because Hydreigon can Flash Cannon to take that out. But yeah, good old Hydreigon. Up next, making its season debut, is Flareon. It would have made its debut last week, however, I forfeited, so I didn't bring it. I actually brought the same set. I just rotated. Oh, I've got them out of position, don't I? Yep, I have Mons out of position. Next up should be Milotic, not Flareon. Sorry about that. I knew something was off when I clicked in Showdown and Milotic was next. It's Milotic here with Rocky Helmet. I debated so hard between Flame Orb and Rocky Helmet, and I eventually just went Rocky Helmet. Hopefully I pick up a burn somehow, some way, to double my defense. But we are 252 HP, 168 Bold Nature, 88 Speed. Why am I so fast? It's in order to creep the Zarina. Like, if he thinks I'm running no speed max, then I am faster than the Zarina. Why do I want to be faster than Zarina? Because... And I'm also faster than Grimmsnarl as well. That is actually the thing. I'm faster than G-Max Grimmsnarl. So if Grimmsnarl tries to set up, I haze it. I always haze before it can set up and keep set up. I can also recover on the G-Max turns to get myself back to full. Live hits, boost back up to full, live hit, and continue to do Rocky Helmet damage. I'm also faster than Melmetal, so I can recover on the Melmetal and repeatedly recover until it dies to Rocky Helmet. Scald beats Rotom Heat. Scald burning the Melmetal is great, so Valley doesn't want it. Mudsdale doesn't want it. Quag doesn't care, but that's why I have Toxic. I Toxic Quag. Zarina doesn't want to get burned. Toxic is also really nice on that. Drampa does not appreciate Toxic. Rhydon does not appreciate Scald and Toxic. Ferroseed doesn't want to get Scald burned. Grimmsnarl Toxic to slow that thing down as well. So that is Milotic. Haze is just to stop it from setting up on me. Stop Grimmsnarl from setting up on me. So, yes, that is Milotic. Now we'll get the Flareon making its season debut. Leftovers Flareon with Flash Fire. Very weird EV spread. 200 into HP. 84 Bold Nature for defense. 168 into special attack. And 56 into speed. The speed stat is so I outspeed Rhydon, and the rest of it is really slow rock types, ground types. Just so I can hit them first. Lava Plume, Toxic, Willow, and Wish. I know this is a really weird set, but it's a set that does what it needs to do. Lava Plume with the special attack investment, 2 shots Melmetal. So Melmetal gets severely wrecked, and if I burn it, that'd be great. It also does a lot of damage to the rest of his team. Toxic, Willow, and then Wish passing into Gengar, into Hydreigon, into Milotic, into Capparaja. Just being able to patch that Wish is really, really nice. But why am I dual status? Because Rotom Heat, Inteleon, Mudsdale, Quagsire, Rhydon are his 5 switches into Flareon. I Toxic Rotom Heat. I burn Mudsdale so it can't touch me. I Toxic Quagsire so it can't touch me. And if I Toxic Mudsdale, that's also good. I burn / Toxic Rhydon. So it's really good for that. The Flash Fire is to stop Rotom Heat from overheating on me. But Melmetal, if it tries to switch in, if I burn it, that's great as well. I could run Protect. I probably should run Protect over Willow, but I just want the Willow there because if Melmetal gets out of hand or Grimmsnarl gets out of hand, I can fire off Will-O-Wisp before I die. I can't Toxic Melmetal, so if I have to sack Flareon to get into a position where I can win potentially by burning Melmetal, then that's what I'll do. But pretty much I click Toxic, so I Toxic and then I switch out, and then once everything's Toxic, I start Lava Pluming. So yeah, that's Flareon. And last but not least, Big Boy Capparaja, which I'm going to run to a Pokemon Center here real quick and heal everybody up because I don't like seeing that at zeros. This is obviously forced to hold the Pokeball. Whoops, that's Flareon. It is Adamant Nature. Again, this has weird... This is a weird Copperajah EV spread, but it is Adamant Nature, even though it may say Quiet Nature here in a second. Rash Nature, I used an Adamant on it. Attacks are Iron Head, Stone Edge, Power Whip, and Body Press. So we'll have G-Max Steel Surge, Steel Spike. No, it is Steel Surge, which gives me my Steel Rocks. Stone Edge for G-Max Rock Fall setup Sand. Power Whip for G-Max Overgrowth setup, Grassy Terrain, and then Max Knuckle for boosting attack. And Body Press because of it just being... Body Press is a better move outside of G-Max than something like Superpower or Hammer Arm would be, which is why I'm running Body Press. But this combination basically will just take out my opponent's team as need be. Max Knuckle will two-shot Melmetal, and Melmetal, unless banded, can't kill me. And his team is so slow anyways that with the 117 speed, I actually outspeed the majority of his team. Rotom Heat, Savali, Inteleon, and Zarina are the only 4 Mons, well, and Grimmsnarl, are the 5 Mons that are faster than Copperajah. And none of those can switch into a G-Maxed Copperajah. So Iron Head is great because it beats down the Grimmsnarl, putting up those Steel Spikes to chip into Grimmsnarl and do damage. And then just standard damage to everything else. Power Whip beats Inteleon, Mudsdale, Quagsire, Rhydon, all very handily. Stone Edge for the Rotom trying to come in. As long as I'm G-Maxed full health, I can live it. I do have 220 in the HP, 204 in the attack stat. Melmetal, I Body Press. Savali is the real wild card here. I don't know what type Savali it's going to be if it comes, and that's the wild card that could hurt Copperajah the most. My inclination is it's probably Ground, Savali Ground, but at the same time that doesn't make a lot of sense because he has 3 ground types already, so I don't really know what Savali it's going to be. Might be Grass? So he doesn't have to bring Zarina. I don't know. Savali is the wild card, but that's going to be the team builder. I'm going to pause the recording here until we get set up and are ready to go for the battle. So I will see you guys there. Alright, and we're checked in here. So, wow, okay. We got the Melmetal. That's here. The Rotom's here. The Grimmsnarl's here. The Savali's here. But no Quag. Instead, we have Inteleon. So let me swap that out here. Galar. Inteleon, open. Okay. Inteleon, no Rhydon, Mudsdale, which is fine. Kind of figured that could happen. Lola, Mudsdale, running out of time. Don't panic, Mudsdale. Open. Okay, lock in. Lock in. Okay, 35 seconds. I'm going to lead with Hydreigon. And U-turn. And done. Okay. So there's our 6. Yeah, I'm going to lead with the Hydreigon and U-turn. The only thing that's faster than me is Inteleon. Barring a Scarfer, like Rotom, or if the Grimmsnarl can't be Scarfed, can only hold a Pokeball, so... Savali Fairy would be a problem. If it's Savali Fairy, I back out. But my guess is he'll probably try to Parting Shot. So me being slower than Savali would actually be a good thing. But good luck to Ruit, and we'll see if we can't pick up a win here. Get win number 3 on the season. We're in the Fairy Stadium. Why? Send out Pal. Melmetal. Well. Hello, Melmetal. Hydreigon. Melmetal. Choice Banded. Double Iron Bash kills me, but Fire Blast kills it. So... I'm just gonna blast this thing. I have no reason not to. I could U-turn to gain momentum, but at the same time, I don't want to take a double iron bash on anything. I hit the button too fast. I'm thinking a showdown where I can just click back. Well, I've committed to fire blasting, so I'm either going to keep Hydreigon, or once again, I'm going to blow my Hydreigon at the beginning of this game. But unless he's got an Assault Vest. He's got an Assault Vest. No, he's just dead. Never mind. Melmetal just drops. Okay. The beast has slain. Bye, Melmetal. Be gone, Satan. He knows I'm Specs though now. Like, if he's max HP, max attack banned, he has to know that I'm Specs. So I fully expect Rotom to come out here. Good night. He goes into Grimmsnarl. Well, with Melmetal gone, I'm going to go into my Milotic. Grimmsnarl. G-Max. We'll Dynamax it because I know he's going to Dynamax. Yeah, I'll go Milotic because I can burn his Dynamax turns. And the Rocky Helmet damage is great. If he bulks up, I Haze. Drain Punch. Yeah, go ahead and take that Rocky Helmet damage. You're not going to recover enough. And I can sit here and recover on you for days, my friend. I didn't calc the damage, though, so I do need to... I don't know his set because I didn't take the time to calc. I'm just kind of clicking buttons, but go ahead and Big Boy for me. If you don't want a Big Boy, your Melmetal's gone, so I can pretty freely Toxic and not have an issue. Yeah, switch. Give me, what, Mudsdale? No, give me Savali. Savali Dark? Savali Poison Steel. Ah. Okay. That's a Savali Steel then. Yep. Interesting. He brought dual steel. What do I want to do here? Do I recover? Do I go Flareon? I think I go Flareon. No, I'm going to click recover and see what he wants to do to me. He might just parting shot out. So I'll click recover, get back to full crunch. Predicting Gengar. Defense falling is a problem. And I didn't catch what my HP was. 133 prior to it, so back up to full. I'll go for a Scald and see what this crunch does with the defense drop. Now he parting shots. Okay. No Gengar, so something is taking this Scald. And honestly, Milotic can just sit here. It really can. He does... Rotom Heat's the only thing that can threaten it, and if he sends in Rotom Heat right now on the Scald, Inteleon can come in. Rotom Yeet. I'm firing off a big Scald on this Rotom. It's gonna live, because I'm -1 special attack. But it still did 50%. Rotom Heat. Nasty plot. Milotic. -1 to a non-Dynamaxed. So he is not bulky. He is definitely offensive. He's got no HP investment. Volt Switch ain't killing me. Even at -1. Or no, I'm not -1. Yeah, Volt Switch isn't killing me. I can Scald. T-Bolt could be a problem, thinking about it. Volt Switch, okay. Well, something else is taking a Scald. That did half to me on the Volt Switch. So he is modest, not timid. Yeah, he is a modest Rotom Heat. Give me a Scald Burn. No Scald Burn. Okay. Well, we switch into Flareon this time. Because I don't want to stay in with me being -1 defense and getting crunched. I don't want to play that recover game. He can Parting Shot only once. He does crunch. And it does a decent chunk. Not a ton, but a decent chunk. The question is what does he go into? Does he go Inteleon or does he go Mudsdale? Or does he stay in? I want a Will-O-Wisp, but if I Will-O-Wisp the Inteleon, then I don't Toxic it. Toxicking Mudsdale is good. Toxicking Inteleon works. It's just if he stays in and hits me with a Ground-type move. Go ahead and Parting Shot. Yeah, okay, cool. So I get a Toxic off on something. Now, is he bringing Mud, or is he bringing in Inteleon? Either or. I love hitting on the back. So it is the Mudsdale. And that's fine. I will Toxic the Mudsdale. Now, I can go into my Lodic and take a ton of damage, potentially, from a Choice Banded hit. Let me see what that's going to do. Mudsdale. Showdown usage. Leftovers. Earthquake doing about 30%. I can recover in front of it, though. So I'll go ahead and go my Lodic, because I'm at 50%. Unless he's banned... Well, actually, this is from non-adamant. This is from a defensive one, so... Stealth Rocks. Okay. That is fine by me. Stealth Rocks and Leftovers. I have Noctowl, so I can Hazard out. So he's definitely defensive, Mudsdale. Cool. So that Toxic's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and recover. Let's see what he wants to do. This should put me back to full. Just under full. He Toxics himself. Well, that's good because now my defense has been activated. And I win this Toxic battle. And I now have double defense. So thank you for poisoning me. While it sucks and I have to watch my Toxic turns closely, I do appreciate the double in defense because you Marvel Scaled me now. So I'm just going to fire off a Scald. Rotom Heat will die to it. If I burn Grimmsnarl, which is coming in... No, it's the Savali. So if I burn the Savali, that's good. Because I know it's physical with Crunch. There's the burn. Okay, so Savali is basically useless at this point. I kind of want to just do it again. I'm just going to click Scald. I can recover in front of the Mudsdale. I know that already. crunches. Yeah, yep. So Scald plus Burn plus Rocky Helmet's gonna take out. Yeah, the Burn's gonna take out this. Marcelie. Yep. So that's out with the Burn. So down goes Savali. Rotom Yeet coming out. Honestly, I think I just go Hydreigon. Volt Switch. So this is probably going to be the Grimmsnarl coming in then. That would be my guess. I know it's not faster than me, so I can U-turn out on it. I'll do decent. I U-turn out and go into my Milotic, and it can take a Rocky Helmet hit. And my defenses being boosted are going to help. Thank you, Toxic. And then I just sit and I recover in front of G-Max Grimmsnarl to get my health back up. Yeah, that's going to be the play, is to U-turn here. Mermaid Man. Mermaid Man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Inteleon. Inteleon Smogon. Inteleon. You don't get a Fairy-type move as far as I know. You don't get a Dragon-type move as far as I know. You do not. All you have is U-turn. Hydreigon. Custom Set. Inteleon. Specs Inteleon. Ice Beam. That's what you're going to do to me. You're going to Ice Beam me. So we'll just go into Milotic. Right. That's exactly why that thing's out here, and we'll see if it's Specs or not. Rocks. Yep, U-turns. Rocky Helmet. This is going to be Rotom Heat. Should be Rotom Heat. Yep, Rotom Heat. Toxic Damage Chip. I need to get rocks off my side of the field, too. Okay, so my Milotic took a hit there. Honestly, I'm going to go Copperajah now. On the Volt Switch. It's Copper time. It's Copper Topper time. I know this is really ballsy to go Copperajah on a Rotom Heat if he overheats for some reason. But I'm expecting a Volt Switch here. Yeah, Volt Switch. Copper Top. Ooh, yikes. That's a lot of damage to Cop. Well, it's big boy time. It's big boy time, it's Steel Spike time, it's meme time. Not meme time. Sorry. I was watching Jacksepticeye videos earlier today, and it's meme time, it's meme time. Gather all your friends, it's meme time. I was watching that, and now that song's stuck in my head. Every time I hear memes, I just go into meme time. But, yeah, no. I'm not happy with the amount of damage I just took on Copperajah. That was incredibly risky on my part. I still beat his Grimmsnarl, though, with Scarfed Gengar, so I can do that. I also can once Rotom goes down, I click Giga Drain. Yeah, there's Mudsdale. So, big boy hours. The Mudsdale is not tanking a hit from Caparaja. Yeah, Max Overgrowth is actually going to Exodia this thing. He's at about 75% health. So I'm going to take about 40%, 40 to 45 from the Earthquake. But the Overgrowth... No, I won't, because I'm going to put up Grassy Terrain. So his Earthquake's going to do 20 to 24% to me. Unless he speed crept me, there's no way he's faster than me. And I'm leading to believe he's max. Ah! He is not... He is faster than me, and I just gave him a defense boost. Unless Toxic's going to take him out here. No, because he gets the recovery. Uh-oh. I might have just wasted Caparaja, and that's not good. So he's got some speed on him then. Because I speed crept, no speed. Oh, and his leftovers too. Yeah, he's not dying to Toxic. I'm taking a +1 body press. +1, 37 to 43. 144. I die to body press. I think. I gotta set him to level 50 here. 37 to 44%. I'm at 32. It is a guaranteed kill. He's faster than me. I can't put up my steel spikes. But Caparaja still has viability in this game. So I'm gonna go into my Lodic on this body press. I'm probably gonna die to Toxic. But Caparaja has too much value later in this game. If I get rid of Rotom, I can still Ironhead the Grimmsnarl. I'm not too weakened. Body press, yep. So I lose my Lodic here. But he loses his... whatever that thing's called. I need to get my Lodic's new sprite. Gengar, assuming that it's Specs... Inteleon, Gengar can win. I'm going to go Noctowl here. If he goes Rotom, so be it. I will switch. But I want to get these rocks off my side of the field. Which means I'm going to defog my terrain. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I should have Steel Spiked. Even though it gave a ton of damage to the Mudsdale. I wish I had Steel Spiked. Sent out Good Night. So he's got his Grimmsnarl out. So I think he's going to try and go for the Grimmsnarl now. Now that, which means I might have just lost this game. I'm going to go for a Hurricane. If I hit, I'm doing 27 to 32% to Dynamax. And the problem is I burned my G-Max. And I burned my defensive wall. So this Grimmsnarl can run up on me. I do still have Gengar. He does not have a Sludge Wave switch in. So... yeah, he's going big. Going big. Big Grimmsnarl. See if he outspeeds me. Noctowl hit this Hurricane. No! Noctowl! Yeah, he's now max knuckling. That's not good. Granted, it's not doing a ton, but now he's going to Darkest Lariat. This is the part where I wish I had... I'm gonna defog because I don't want him terrain boosting anymore, or terrain, and I need rocks off my side of the field. G-Max Snooze. This is probably gonna kill Noctowl, and it does. So Noctowl goes down. He's not healing. I go Flareon to burn the last turn of his G-Max. I'm going to... Do I Lava Plume or do I Will-O-Wisp? This is the question. I Will-O-Wisp because I can live a hit. And burning this thing... Yeah, hit. Thank you. Okay, cool. So that puts him back at -1. I should live a G-Max Snooze. Unless he's the rest set. Oh, that was definitely worth getting the burn. And I grew Drowsy. Alright, so that drops his Gigantamax. He's burned. He can Drain Punch. He's got Darkest Lariat. He probably has Fairy Move. So best bet is to sit in Lava Plume. And that does do a chunk. He's going to Drain Punch. Not kill me. He is going to get to Drain... I should have wished, now that I think about it. Had I just wished. And then past that wish, that would have been the better situation. I am asleep now. Does he Drain Punch again? That's the question. Gengar is my win con. If he Drain Punches again... No, Flareon doesn't have any more use to this game. I'm just gonna try to wish while I'm asleep. He can Drain Punch me for all I care. Yeah, Drain Punch. He's gonna heal himself back up to full. I would really appreciate the wake up right now, because if I wake up and I wish, then I'm set. I'm golden, Pony Boy. Because I can wish that, or I can pass that wish. Thank you. I passed the wish. Okay. Gengar Sludge Wave. Ooh, doesn't actually kill. Darkest Lariat. Burned. But +1 attack. Not Dynamaxed. To Gengar. It still kills Gengar. Oh, duh. Gengar just wins. Duh. I come in and I click, and Inteleon. If it's Specs Inteleon, Sludge Wave is doing 84 to 89. Rotom Heat dies to it. Yeah, so there goes Good Night. The crit did not matter. He goes Inteleon here. I go Caparaja. I get 2-shot by Ice Beam. If he Specs. If he Scarf, I don't get 2-shot and I can Power Whip. If he Scarf, I think I lose this game. He goes Rotom Yeet. 51 to 61 on the Sludge Wave here. Yeah, so Rotom comes off the board. I think Gengar's going to do it. I'm pretty sure Gengar is going to do it here. I'm going to switch out. Do I even switch out? Inteleon. Specs. Sludge Wave 84 to 98. He's at probably 84, so I should win here with Sludge Wave. If he's Scarfed... Nope, he's Specs. He was Spexed, so... Let me see if I can get him for an interview. Oh, he lived! Ooh! And I lived. Okay, well, Gengar is going to do it. He's not Specs. I don't know what his set is, but Gengar is going to do it here. One more Sludge Wave to finish off Mermaid Man, and on the back of Gengar, we'll end up winning this. So let me see if I can get Root for a interview. So let me see if I can get him for an interview. But GG's to Root. Guys, check out his links in the description down below. I will pause the video to see if we can get an interview. If we don't, I will come back and let you know, and then we'll go to the outro. So I'll see you guys here in a second. Hello, sir. Hey guys, I've got Root here for a post-game interview. I gotta ask you first thing right off the bat, why did you stay in with Melmetal against Hydreigon? Okos. Yeah, I went Scarf Gengar. Okay, the second the Fire Blast connected with Melmetal, I was like, there's no way he just gave me the biggest threat to... Like, Choice Banded Melmetal and Grimmsnarl scared me in prep so hard. Yeah. Were you along the lines of the Uber Choice Band EV spread, like 244 HP? Okay, yeah, because if you were along the typical, like, the standard calc Uber band set, Scarfed you'd take 70 to 83%, so okay, that makes sense. You thought it was Scarfed, you'd stay in. No worries, because you do kill back with Double Iron Bash, so understand that, but I was so scared there at the end that Inteleon was going to be Choice Scarfed. Ah. Yeah, it was Specs. Yeah, so... Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm very lucky that I lived that Shadow Ball. God, I'm...
I had Expert Belt for a bit, and then I took off at some point. I took off Aquajet, and Aquajet would have also potentially secured it depending on a handful of rolls there. But there were a lot of things that didn't go quite right with Inteleon that I think could have gone way better for me.
Yep. And me being the idiot that I normally am, I forgot to turn on Ruit's audio. I actually turned it off, didn't turn it on, so the reason he stayed in with Melmetal is he thought I was Scarf. The Scarf Melmetal, or the Scarf Hydreigon can't beat Melmetal, Melmetal beats Hydreigon. That's the thing that we missed. I caught it while he was talking about the Inteleon, but no, so I got very lucky then, because I was banking on how you were playing it. It was either Scarfed or Spexed Inteleon, and I knew you couldn't lock into a move that would kill both Gengar and Hydreigon. So right. I went for the Sludge Wave because it, according to my calc, Sludge Wave should have done 84 to 98, roughly, so I definitely low rolled. I'm just glad I lived that Shadow Ball because I would have lost to that Inteleon had I died to that.
Yeah, no, and again, just looking at calcs, it did look like if I had stuck with my original Expert Belt plan, then I think it might have pulled out a KO onto the Gengar, and I think it might have actually been able to pull it out in the end. But yeah, that was a really interesting one. So
Shadow Ball, Expert Belt to the... Were you max special attack?
Yeah, 252 timid.
94 to 112.
Yeah, there you go.
It was literally a... Oh no, I gotta take grassy terrain off. Oh, and I'm also at 32% HP for some reason. 100. It was a 50-50. It was literally a 50-50 roll if you were Expert Belt.
Sure. And yeah, like I said, if my audio was off, for a lot of it, I did have Aquajet as well, and that would have been a complete game changer if that had gone off. But yeah, no, I think a lot of things in prep went really wrong for me. So like, I definitely didn't expect the Noctowl to come, and I thought in that slot, I did guess a lot of the team, but I thought in particular in that Noctowl slot, I thought you would try to do some things with a little Ninetales, which is the main reason for my Sovali steal. I thought if you did want to lead off with that Ninetales, then I can potentially multi-attack on an Aurora Veil and potentially defog the Veil away, and then from there, whatever Sovali does is just whatever Sovali does. But the Sovali steal really just was felt like dead weight against the rest of your team, and I was in a position where I was fine just giving it up for some little for some damage on my Lodic, but I think I definitely could have built a better Savali in this matchup. And there were a few different kind of team building things that I could have done better. But overall, I felt like a lot of it worked, but yeah, just a few weird things that I could not have expected coming on your team.
Yeah, I do appreciate the toxic, by the way, on the Milotic. That helped.
Yeah.
As much as it hindered, it helped, because I seriously in prep was debating, do I run Rocky Helmet or do I run Flame Orb? Because if I run Flame Orb, I guarantee I can take hits from Melmetal and from Grimmsnarl defensively. I can take them. The question becomes, what am I doing back to either of them then?
Well, no, I was more concerned about you being competitive, because I was pumping crunches into the Milotic just to keep it weak enough where it made sense, where it could potentially make sense for my Rotom to do some damage to it later. But the second that I saw that it got a defense drop and it didn't boost its special attack, then that made me feel free to kind of pivot with a parting shot and kind of have more of a momentum game, which I know probably caught you a little bit off guard, because of certain plays where like Volt switching it into my Inteleon, and then Inteleon you turning it into Rotom on your switches. So
yeah, the pivot, I kind of knew that, because I love playing the Volt turn core. I love to pivot back and forth, because
sure
if you can keep the momentum ahead of your opponent, then you're forcing the switch on them. You can start. I like to analyze the match, sit down and watch my opponent and be like, okay, so I have this out, that you turn into this time. Okay, well, here's the next scenario. This is coming out, potentially, or are they going to change, and do they have a secondary counter? What's their secondary, like Hydreigon? If I sit out with Hydreigon and you Volt Switch from Rotom, does it go Grimmsnarl, which is the obvious choice? Do I click Flash Cannon? No.
Right.
Does he switch into Mudsdale? Do I still click Flash Cannon, or do I click Draco? Like it. So I like to sit and analyze that, and that's why I love Volt Turn, because I can do it myself to my opponent, and it made sense why you were Volt Turning to try and gain some information on me. It just.
And also about Marvel Scale Milotic, you said that it was going to take hits better from Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl was never ever going to do any damage to my Milotic, to your Milotic. So my Grimmsnarl is actually pretty close to max special defense. Because I was running some calcs, and I believe a pretty close to max special defense Grimmsnarl can take a Specs Flash Cannon as well as a Specs as well as a Specs Sludge Wave, if I remember correctly. And it can OHKO both with obviously Max Starfall and G-Max Snooze.
Yeah. Let's see.
So
were you max HP, max special defense?
Pretty close to it, yeah. And I believe I took those hit, or no, maybe it was Scarfed Hydreigon and Specs Gengar, but something to that effect, and it felt really, really strong to me. And
were you a Spidef boosting nature?
Yes.
Okay, so probably which one would it be? I'm trying to think which one that is. Careful nature. Flash Cannon would have done 55 to 66 non-Dynamaxed.
Then I was probably looking at Scarf, because I believe I looked at Scarfed and Scarfed and Specs.
Yeah, so that's off my off my Hydreigon.
Sure.
And my Gengar is doing 73 to 86 or 36 to 43 when you Dynamax. So
right. And the Melmetal calcs were interesting, because I believe also all it took was like 12 into defense to take a max Steel Surge from full, which then meant that I was able to hit it twice with Max Knuckle and just again wasting Dynamax turns, because even if I lose that interaction, just having to deal with less with a G Max Caparaja felt really solid there. So Grimmsnarl didn't have the best matchup given the Caparaja and the Gengar, but it felt solid enough where where it definitely felt like it can match up decently well against certain things, but the Milotic, it never had a good matchup. Like it never did good damage against Milotic. So I was really hoping to just avoid that altogether.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at your Mudsdale. That thing had some speed on it because I had creeped my Copperajah to be speedy this week. At level 100 I hit 117, which I believe was to outspeed the majority of your team actually.
I can check on mine, but I always like to try to speed creep here. I have mine at level 50. At level 50 it hits 64, but I can quickly adjust to level 100.
I was gonna say I can drop mine back down.
At level 100 my Mudsdale hits 123.
Yeah, so you were just slightly faster than me. You were 6 points faster than me. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I had creeped to your Rhydon. I wanted to be faster than your Rhydon because if I was faster than Rhydon, I was faster than a huge chunk of your team, and I had the coverage to hit all those mons that were slow. And so that took me by surprise, and as soon as that power whip went off, I was like, oh crap, he's faster, he's got body press. He kills Copperajah here, and I need Copperajah to take a hit from the
So I drafted or I have Copperajah in another league in the NCP, and I love using Copperajah like dearly, but I do kind of know the things that kind of make it not function well, and pretty much it only really functions well if it has certain mons that is faster than. So that was one thing that I really wanted to avoid. I just wanted to bring as much as possible that kind of never let you get like some free hits off, but also just potentially pivot in and out and kind of just like at least confuse the matchup, like not make you pick the wrong Gmax move and then allow me to switch. But honestly, this format in general was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted Mudsdale over most things, because even if it didn't outspeed, right? Just having the stamina boosts and being able to eat hits with Mudsdale and then raise its defense after that. And the fact that it can be something that just stalls out Gmaxes was one of the main reasons for me wanting to draft it in this type of format.
Yeah. It definitely took me by surprise. It caught me, and I think this is the first week that Copperajah actually got slowed down because of it. So, but yeah, it was a good match. I don't know where you sit playoff position versus where I sit playoff position, if either one of us has a chance still, but
yeah, no, I believe we both had the same record going into this matchup, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm trying. You're in the other conference. No, I'm now 3-3.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But it was definitely really fun. I think definitely some calls didn't go my way, both in team building and the game, right? Like that was one of the worst turn ones that I've had all season. But
I've been there. Don't worry.
But
it happens.
But it would have looked like a fantastic play if you were scarfed, and I got that value off with Melmetal, because Hydreigon was really scary just in general, and just the fact that I whiffed on Sofali Steel and it was kind of dead weight with no Ninetales, that hurt me quite a bit, but it was still really fun. It was funny because I brought a scarfed Rotom. It was pretty obvious, but it was max special attack modest, and there's no doubt in my mind that it was a pretty silly set, but the Milotic was always going to be an issue, and your only real immunity was the Rhyperior, which I felt like didn't feel super likely to come. So I really wanted to just like throw caution to the wind a little bit and like go ham with Rotom, and it created some really interesting matchups here.
Yeah, it definitely forced me into thinking with the Copperajah on Rotom. The second I did that, I literally said, I either just won this game or I lost this game, because I either am taking an overheat because he predicted me to switch, Milotic out, knowing that Milotic was really chipped down and weakened,
Mm-hmm.
or he Volt Switched, and I can tank this hit, I can G-Max, and I can try and take something out. So that almost came back to burn me.
Yeah, no, this deep in the season, I was team building to kind of just have some fun with it, especially with my record where it is. But part of me wanted to go with a more conventional Rotom, but this Rotom felt like more fun to me in team building. And it also is unfortunate because I almost brought a Scarf Serena instead of Melmetal, and Scarf Serena is one of my favorite Serenas because it's so strong and it can be Adamant Scarf in so many situations. But that would have also been just so much fun. I wish I'd brought that. It would have put a lot of pressure on the Hydreigon in particular, just with that U-turn potential and put some more pressure on the Milotic. It would have been a lot of fun, but I tried to play it like kind of safer, and then like I said, I just kind of whiffed that turn one.
Yep. Well, that would have probably tilted me bringing Scarf Zarina, because I would have been like, wait a minute, that's Scarf Zarina? I have this nasty habit of just getting beat by unconventional things, and Scarf Zarina would be one of those unconventional.
Oh no! Oh no! I adore Scarf Serena. I've drafted it once, I believe, and that was one of my favorite sets to use because yeah, like I said, it in a lot of situations it can run Adamant Scarf, and it's just 120 base attack with strong U-turns and a decently strong move pool. It's just a great mon to Scarf. I have so much fun with it.
Yeah. Well, it was a great match. I thank you for taking the time to do the post-game interview. I am going to cut the video here, guys, because we're over an hour and 10 minutes almost on the recording, so I know you guys don't want to stick around for that. I can talk more next week if Ruit and I talk some more about this, but thank you guys for watching. Check out his channel down below, his links, all that. Go see his side of the battle, show him some love. And yeah, hey, we're 3-3. We're positive differential. Can't say I've been there this side in Gen 8 and at all, so see you guys next time.